as an assistant, Luana Emiliano to wind it up. And the serve for Georgia Tech to get us underway. And a quick swap through the middle. And the points turned in by Kate Dean, the Eastern Illinois transfer. 11 kills, no errors against Clemson, picking up right where she left off.
You'll see that early and often, trying to get Dean the ball when the ball's slightly passed off the net, forcing that middle.
Shannon Wells loves her team's balance. They can set any number of players. A service by Dupre, the Virginia Tech transfer. Emiliano dishing through the middle and unable to be parried off the net. Georgia Tech through the middle with Liv Mogridge to even us at 1.
Right away, you're seeing strategy, Andy. Get the middles established. Georgia Tech knows they're pin strong heavy. Virginia knows they have to hold the pink block of those arms of Georgia Tech blockers.
Georgia Tech wearing its special breast cancer awareness pink uniforms. Here's the serve by Bianca Bertolino. Takes something off that's tamed from the back by Gomillion. Layout dig by Bertolino. Now Mendez, her first rip is kept up by Gomillion. To the rescue is Borum. It's a free ball for the Yellow Jackets. Emiliano, the back set. Mendez off the outside hand of the block for the point. Larissa Menges coming off her second double-double, Keeley, in her last 3 matches. Team high 11 kills, 10 digs versus Virginia Tech.
Was so impressive about those double-doubles. She hit over 300. Menges coming through in her sophomore season.
The rip is long by Bertolino. Did have an ace, but 5 service errors. We know when she gets that serve cranked up, there is no more formidable server in the ACC. A little bit of an off weekend so far for the senior, and the side out for the Cavaliers. The reversal, Menges packs it through the block. Larissa Menges, like we had said, 2 double-doubles her last 3 matches. Prior to this stretch, she only had 1 double-double in her Georgia Tech career, but she's pulling out all the tools on that side.
Andy, did you see how low that set delivery was? The block for Virginia not able to set up.
Over on 2, Emiliano with the cover. First rip by Otene, and she muscles it through. Tamara Otene had a 20-20 versus the Cavaliers, and then 5-set defeat last year in Charlottesville. 20 kills, 21 digs, showing her muscle from the pin.
Otene recognizing the double block, turns it hard inside.
Opens up the 4-2 lead early for the Yellow Jackets. A great layout by Lee. Ashley Lee, the senior setter, keeping the rally alive. Mendez dropping it short, and she will get the point. Might have been a net violation for the Cavaliers. Clever touch regardless by Menges.
It's all about the low set delivery. Emiliano, the setter for Georgia Tech, going low and flat. The set's barely clearing the antenna. Defense and block, not able to get a setup.
Already a 3rd kill and 4 attacks for the sophomore Larissa Menges. That is pounded through the middle. Abby Tatter, the Cavaliers' leader in kills, the senior from San Diego.
You see the risk-taking right now for Virginia, saying, if the ball's somewhat inside that 10-foot line, we're forcing either Dean or Tatter on that last one back, getting the middle action going. That's your best-case scenario for a one-on-one blocker opportunity.
Kate Johnson leaves the Cavaliers in aces. Handled by Bertolino, and the line shot lands for a point from Menges. Locked in early. How about 4 of Georgia Tech's 6 points turned in by number 11?
How impressive is this? Watch the set delivery. Good line shot. What Menges is doing right now is mixing up the shot. The defense not able to get a good setup. Great play so far.
Part of that Brazilian pipeline for head coach Michele Collier. Menges now with the ace. She was freshman All-ACC a year ago and helping stretch this 1st set lead to 4. And an early timeout for Shannon Wells and the Cavaliers. No answers yet for Larissa Menges. Get to know that name. She's got 4 kills and ace, and Georgia Tech leads by 4.
Hard on defense, on hitting on the back row, proving that you're a threat still, getting your full 6 rotations.
Cavaliers trying to thwart a 4-0 Georgia Tech run as that one falls inside the block for the point. Abby Tatter once again. Coming off a 9-kill performance in which he hit 467 against Clemson. That victory over the Tigers, by the way, snapped a 7-match losing streak to Clemson. Cavaliers today trying to snap a 7-match skid to the Jackets. Goolsby with the back set, and that was a thump by Otene. Does fall for the Otene kill.
This is sort of bad news for Virginia right now because Otene is either hot or cold for Georgia Tech. Right now she's looking hot. You got 2 kills right off the bat in this first set. One on the outside, that one hard down the line.
First team All ACC a year ago, off the tape. One off the block, touch for another point from Tatter.
Tatter a middle, but in that rotation comes off of 2 feet just to create net separation for Georgia Tech's middle to try to guess where it's going. Nice job going high into the hands.
Virginia, it was a really gutsy effort last year at Charlottesville, forcing a 5th set out of a ranked Georgia Tech team. And the Cavaliers played that day without Tatter, who was their leader in hitting percentage. Going soft off the block and unable to be kept up. The Cavaliers started to find their form.
It all started with a line drive serve by Abby Tatter to create a little chaos to get that ball back.
6 serving 8 in our opening set. Lean back by Bertolino, finds the seam.
Andy, this is so smooth. So Georgia Tech recognizing Zoe Dode, the freshman setter, plays front row only for Virginia's. Given a little cross court, just a good shot down the line by senior Bertolino.
First kill of the match for Bertolino, closing in on 1,000 for a career now, 996. How about that up by Velez? Back to Bertolino. Can't penetrate the block. Fisher off the block and down.
Early right away, you have Goolsby, 15 on your screen, the setter. Georgia Tech shifting to a 6-2, not waiting because that's the respect Georgia Tech has with this outside attack by Dupre.
Lena Dupre, the senior outside hitter, transferred in from Virginia Tech, and she's been outstanding as an addition. Penetrating the block, the point by Dupre, right on cue, coming off a team-high dozen kills in the sweep versus Clemson.
I'm sure Georgia Tech staff were looking at the video like, oh, we have to go 2 strong blockers in front of a power hitter like Dupre, and still Dupre finds a way.
Dupre has led the Cavs in kills 4 straight matches. Lead is serve. On a miss hit by Otene. And a point for Ashley Lee, the senior from Plano, Texas, to close the margin to 2.
Setter Dode comes out of the front row, and Ashley Lee, the second setter, comes in on the back row. So this is that 5-2 offense. 2 setters, 5 attackers.
Might have been sailing long. Said it was bumped by Bertolino. Now turns into a free ball for the Cavaliers. Chance to close to 1, and that is chopped down by Dean. Clinical.
That was the pop out of the hands. This one in system, so setter Lee is physically at the net, going nice and fast, hoping Mogridge didn't get that read. Straight speed and power.
Dean enters the day 6th in the ACC in hitting percentage. Tech was up 4, trickling over the tape. Any way you can get it to break the run. Bianca Bertolino with the point.
I almost wish Bertolino's name was like BC instead of the double B, because you got ball control city. Whatever set you put up, Bertolino's able to find a way with that little tip shot, dribble down off the net.
Giuliano back to serve. Georgia Tech up 2. Dupre handled at the net. Bertolino takes a crack. Great dig, covering the deep cross by Borum. Sent from the back to Bertolino, turned away. Jackets reload. Mogridge over the top.
Andy, what Bertolino did correctly was going high into the hands when she had that out of system. That caused the cover ball. Otene picks up the cover, transition play with the middle, the speed, even on this over the cross the body slam tip, you got it.
Yeah, just a smart shot to throw it into the block to reset, and there's a solo block by Mogridge. Georgia Tech is not a prolific blocking team, but one-on-one, Liv Mogridge knows how to get it done.
So smart, recognizing Dean was going again to her right. Mogridge got the pounce and jump back.
Georgia Tech had 16 block assists against Virginia Tech. No solos, though, as that one is swung into the net by Dupre. Georgia Tech point.
If you're looking across the net, if you're Georgia Tech, you always need to identify where Dupre, number 14, is. And you're seeing her shift over now to the left side. Mogridge, Georgia Tech's middle point, and there's 14, find her.
She will not be able to play incognito. Some miscommunication there between Gamillion and Dupre. Turns into a Georgia Tech point. Yellow Jackets up 6, and Virginia calls it second timeout of the set. Out of the timeout, Georgia Tech trying to extend a 5-0 run. Virginia out of timeouts for the set. Emiliano double-double herself versus Virginia Tech. 32 assists, 10 digs. Surpassed 4,000 career digs. That sweep over the Hokies. And off the tool, the point by Dupre.
It's like a magnet. Where's 14? Where's 14? And this side, you saw Dupre shift on the right side, going right out of a timeout, knows where the hot hand. Coach Wells not hesitating, saying, set Dupre.
Dupre is a known commodity around the ACC. She led Virginia Tech in kills last year, but Coach Wells told us this is the first time that she's played as a true 6 rotation player. That is a crack from Bertolino for the side out. And now Bianca Bertolino 1 kill shy of 1,000 for her career.
You almost want to add up her passing, just the stellar all-around game. She can do it.
Here's some jump top serve. Nice up though, and it leads to the point through the middle by Dean.
Kate Dean so impressive, recognizing middle blocker Mogridge was again jumping to her right strong shot. Dean with ball control. I swear that beach game does help, taking it to her left.
Not too many beaches in Charleston, Illinois, but certainly played well on the sand. Emiliano covering the cross, jousted the net, popped up by Emiliano. Velez dishing to Mendez, got that turn back. Cross court to Otene. Nice layout by Gamillion. Her defense has been on another level according to Shannon Wells. Long rally, that is an awkward set from the pin. Dumped over, Velez there. Now the reversal, Mendez blocked and the point. Long rally goes to the Cavaliers. That energizes the Virginia bench.
Pure want-to on both sides of the court. Georgia Tech covering, but this block defense, great job, Virginia, just staying patient with those cover balls.
Yeah, Brooklyn Borum, senior from Sterling, Illinois, closes it to 4. Mendez hammers it away. A 5th kill of the set for Larissa Menges.
The matchup Georgia Tech's going for. You got Menges down the line with Borum. When that situational matchup is there, Georgia Tech's not hesitating, going right to Menges.
Ogridge on the service line, had a pair of aces against the Hokies. A standstill swing for Borum. The Jackets take advantage. Oh, the solo block by Tatter on the swing from Pierce.
Incredible discipline on that block by Tatter, staying low, recognizing where the shot, watch the late jump, seeing which way Pierce was going and then jumping hard to her right. Great vision all around by Abby Tatter.
Earlier this year, moved into top 10 in Virginia school history in career blocks. She's 8th in the league in blocks per set. Well, Jackets were not deterred, and Pierce right back to the well for the side out.
That, Andy, is how you develop confidence in an attacker, saying, yeah, you got blocked. We still had a good look. Emiliano, Georgia Tech setter going right back to Pierce. That brings a hitter a lot of confidence.
Andrew Pierce set a then career high 10 kills in the 5-setter versus Virginia last year. 18, 3rd, and 13, over on 2, well read by Otene. Now Leah Fisher, the 10-foot line, another swing. And that followed through, caught a piece of the net, Virginia the point.
You see Fisher looking at Coach Collier like, was I even close in that? But no argument. This is gonna go to Virginia without a challenge.
Collier hands on hips, but neither of those hands brandished in the challenge card. So we'll stay a Virginia side out. Menges out, Ashton Goolsby comes in. Georgia Tech still without their other setter, Eloise Suarez, freshman All-ACC a year ago. What a shot! Oh my gosh, some smoke on that swing from Otene.
Oh, I just became a fan in that moment. Throw the mic up. Let's go, Otene, the power. We know she can do that. That is, I'm putting my team on my back. We're getting this fast side out. Look no further. Otene with the power kill.
That almost came out of nowhere. Pushed across and down the line, Dupre.
Andy, that is how you silence the crowd. That was a sweet hit by Otene. And then your leader, Senior Dupre, says, you know what? Let's get this quick side out. Let's go.
Dupre was terrific in that sweep versus 16th ranked Florida State last weekend in Charlottesville. 14 kills. Once more to Dupre through the double block. Bumped up, challenge at the net. Ooh, Dupre missed time to swing. Georgia Tech earns the point.
Dupre, instead of going for that ball, looked to her right to see if Kate Dean was going to take that overpass. That little hesitation caused the ball to drop.
Rare miscue by the veteran Dupre. Georgia Tech the first to 20. Dupre off the touch. Dropping short, Bertolino.
Great job, Bertolino, recognizing and scouted video. That's her second tip down the line. Really short. Bertolino with finesse, dropping it shorter than the defender could arrive.
Officially a third kill for Bianca Bertolino, now 2 shy of 1,000 for her career. Bertolino bidding to become the 7th player in Georgia Tech school history with 1,000 career kills. Already surpassed 1,000 digs. Become also the 6th Yellow Jacket with 1,000 career kills and digs. Into the service here. Served by Dode. Snug set over the top of Mogridge. Point Virginia. They look to mount a late rally.
The right idea. Great serve just to get that pass a little tight to be able to handle.
Now, folks, Keely Evelyn does not play favorites, all right? But you do have a soft spot for Zoe Dode because there is something about seeing a setter in the ACC from your neck of the woods, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Officially Granville for Zoe Dode. And now Virginia has strung together 3 straight. Michelle Collier calls timeout. Subtle flex here, showing Keely Evelyn's All-American banner. It's a 3-0 run for the Cavaliers, trailed by as many as 6 this set. Dode to crank it up. And an ace. A line drive right to the back. Otene unable to handle it.
A straight bullet. Nice serving run by Dode. And it looks like Georgia Tech will shift back to that side out 5-1 offense, putting Menges in the back row.
Dode tied a career high with 2 aces against Clemson. She's also coached by her older sister in high school. That had to be fun. That is long. Unable to duplicate that line drive serve. 22-19 Tech.
A lot of times you don't need a side out. So you saw Georgia Tech staff just switching players. That creates a little time that the setter can get, the server can get out of their flow.
Third time serving for Emiliano, down the line to Dupre. Right back to Dupre, takes a whack. Did he clip hands? It did. Georgia Tech adamant it did not, and a likely precipitated challenge from Michelle Collier.
You saw it was a triple block. 3 blockers went up for Georgia Tech, and all of them turned in shock once the touch call. That's an easy usage of your challenge card. If you're Coach Collier saying 3 blockers say they didn't touch it, let me go ahead and use it.
Again, the burden of proof lies with Georgia Tech. And we'll get our first replay review. Oh, we have the privacy
The original call
cards.
was point to Virginia for a touch. Georgia Tech is challenging. There was no touch on the play.
Over the monitor. Now, they won't get a look here at O'Keefe Gymnasium, but for those of you watching on ACC Network Extra, you'll be privy to some of those replay shots. A perk, I suppose. See the ripple of the fingers. Menges would be the likeliest suspect.
It looks like that would be where the ball would cross. But this is how important, let's just take for a moment. You have 14, Dupre getting a triple block. All the way to the outside coming in. The right idea. Menges turned right around to Coach Collier and said, no chance, I didn't touch it. So I'm thinking you go off her word because I'm not seeing it would be the right finger. the pointer finger, I don't see motion. What about you?
Now, sometimes you see these with your heart, as I'm sure Cavalier and Yellow Jacket fans can concur on this review. Well, the opposite side will offer a better view. All-time Georgia Tech leads the series 42-22. Cavaliers' last win came in 2017.
And you look, a lot of times if the ball touches the finger, there's a blurry motion on the screen, but you're not seeing that on that previous look, and again, not seen on this look.
Yeah, I think that near side pin might offer the best view. And again, Mendez, if anybody clipped it, it would have been her. But from that vantage point, and again, the evidence has to be conclusive. From that vantage point, at least as we see it here, Keely, I don't see the fingers bend back at all. But again, is there enough evidence?
After review, the call will be reversed to out. There was no touch on the play.
All right, so the call does get reversed. Georgia Tech the point. And make it 23-19 Jackets.
That was a big point right there. You create a 4-point separation instead of pulling this within 2. Georgia Tech back in their 6-2 offense, which a back row setter, a stronger blocking front row.
Shank pass. This will have to be played from the back by Borum. Emiliano quick to Mogridge, but misses the line.
Without hesitation, on a good pass. Georgia Tech looking for the middle, knowing as their best case scenario to get a one-on-one opportunity. Virginia right back in this in a strong front row pattern.
Les, Emiliano, Bertolino, and Borum just couldn't find it. Side out Bertolino leads to set point for Georgia Tech.
A strategic matchup. Georgia Tech really taking advantage of Borum as a blocker for the left front of Virginia.
Be one of the ACC's best servers, Bianca Bertolino, to cut it loose. Overpass, tapped over, great dig by the Jackets. Otene cranks it, point Tech, set Tech. 2017 Florida experience with Mary Wise in the system that she's running. As the service air from Lee opens set 2. I thought that was really interesting, sort of dialing it back 7 years ago and pulling from some of those lessons with that Gator team and shaping her team's system and style this year.
When you have a tall blocking setter and then you have a shorter defending setter, a lot of times if you don't have all the hitters on a 6-2, you go to that 5-2. Setter changes with himself, and then you stick with 5 players because you're going to need to figure something out with this system Georgia Tech's rolling with in system. Going to Mogridge in the middle. Georgia Tech saying we're going to start the same strategy. Emiliano giving it right to number 0.
A 4th kill for Liv Mogridge, who had 5 versus Virginia Tech. Tough serve leads to an ace.
Smiles right there. And you see the shift rotationally. Georgia Tech, they start in the 6-2 with the setter Emiliano, a server right away just to get that strong blocking front row. But we saw with Virginia lead the setter, so they've shifted rotationally to get a different matchup.
Lee is outstanding at running tempo, pushing it across to pray the block, but there was a net violation on the Jackets.
Mogridge patting the back of Mendez, saying, sorry, that was my bad on the catching of the net on that block.
And that well covered. Instead, the side out for the Cavaliers. Bray's had 20-plus kills in 2 matches this year. Emiliano to Bertolino. Great job to jump on that grenade by Gomillion. Mogridge once again, Gomillion once again with the up. And that one is packed long. Did it catch hands? Up official says no. Long swing from Borum, side out for Tech.
Borum took the right swing, trying to catch hands, just took that a little high on the ball. She saw the wall in front of her. You're gonna probably see that again. Another
quick start for the Jackets. Bertolino sprays it wide.
I love Coach Collier giving the green light to Bertolino just to get her rhythm back. You don't see a reaction from the sideline on a make or miss. Just very confident in what, if Bertolino can get going, she can take over.
In a little bit of a lull with her serve of late. That deep cross bounces off the roof, kept up, bumped over. Dupre just couldn't muster it over.
Strong hit going on that right side. Nice swing. I'm loving the defense though. Virginia's staying right in it. Got not a friendly bounce off the ceiling, but defense is there. They're picking up shots.
They're top 5 in the ACC in digs per set, but it's the Yellow Jackets with the 5-2 lead early in the second. Over at second on the Jackets in aces. Bertolino with a lunging dig. Now Mendez, easy does it.
Oh, Andy, that was so pretty. You saw Bertolino reading to the corner, picking up the dig. Emiliano on the reverse set, given a line look by Mendez for that put away.
Yeah, such a quality touch by the setter Emiliano. That gives her 12 assists, and for Mendez, a 7th kill. Borum with a laser, it is long.
And
that was a tricky one to handle, and the Jackets started to jump on the Cavaliers. Shannon Wells sensing it too, and the Cavaliers head coach calls time. Georgia Tech dialed in so far against a Virginia team that's been turning heads around the league, 7-2.
At Georgia State, known that recruiting touch she has, the ability to look for talent, and then the intangibles. You're seeing fires come out today.
Not in rhythm though, out of the timeout. And she told us that her team is much more physically ready to match up around the ACC, night in and night out. Don't have to ask Miami or Florida State for confirmation of that.
Right.
Knocked them both off last weekend in Charlottesville. That serve sails on Mogridge and stops the 4-0 Tech run.
Going to that front row tall setter with Dode, putting up a good block here. But now you have just 2 hitters. If you don't have a back row attack to look at, with Dupre taking some time off on the bench right now, Georgia Tech's going to be setting up on those 2 attackers.
Hey, Johnson Jr., Gainesville, Florida. Serving to Bertolino, trying to take her out of the play. Mendez into the block, point Cavaliers.
Nice job, Borum, with the setup. Recognizing Mendez was going off the court, but maintained the line, jump in, cross court, good read and vision to get that to drop.
Quality touch by Bertolino, and a quality swing by Mendez for the side out.
Andy, I am loving the improvement of the offense from setter Emiliano to Mendez. The ball keeps getting lower. All through preseason, we saw it a little higher. Georgia Tech's worked really hard to get that setter right side combination. The block for Virginia not able to set up because of the speed off that set.
Now, Luana Emiliano, who began her career at UT Rio Grande Valley, 12th among active Division I players. There's a thunderous block by Otene with Pierce there as well. But back to Luana Emiliano. She was the former wax header at the year at UTRGV, 12th among active Division I players in career assists. But despite all that setting experience, it does take some time to gel and understand the tendency of your new teammates, and we're starting to see that emerge as we've reached the midpoint of the season. Nice swat over the double block, and the point through the middle by Tatter.
Emiliano's doing a great job. Get the offense, but this offense looks good too. You go fast, a throw slam tip over to the left, find an open court. Good pass, Tatter, middles, getting the ball.
Senior from San Diego, boy, she was a part of that team that was 1-17 in the ACC, now 4-1. Good rip down the line by Harper. Georgia Tech to reload, Goolsby. Otene off the net, did it catch a hand? It did not.
Right there, that was the unforced error. So a ball just, Otene had the shot, just missed it a little bit. This is what Virginia needs, a little breakdown because Georgia Tech's been looking good on all cylinders.
Powerful swing through the block from Leah Harper.
Harper does such an excellent job. The ball's off. She waits for the block to start dropping. Watch, the block's up and falls, and that's what causes the ball to come down the front of the blocker Dode.
Leah Harper, more times than not, will forsake finesse for straight power. Bertolino covering the cross. Harper once more, that time wide.
Right idea, out of system ball, trying to go for that deep corner shot. She was dropping her arm before she was able to close off the location with the hand contact.
Georgia Tech's serve receive has been really locked in. I always know I make a good point when I get a pat on the shoulder from Keely Evelyn, but another quality first touch leads to the side out.
Exactly, when you see setter, either Goolsby or Emiliano at the net, 3 hitters, 3 options, Georgia Tech's lethal on their offense with 5 strong attackers.
Dode trying to feed it, will turn into a free ball for the Jackets. Harper, deep cross, that one's bumped up. Bounces into the up official, and a point for Georgia Tech.
I mean, imagine they played the stand just like the ceiling, you know? You don't count the bounce off, but that one was too low.
Tech has opened up the 6-point lead. Dode, handled by Goolsby. Bertolino, a reset as she throws it into the block. Mogridge turned back. Kate Dean has something to say about that.
Dean recognizing where the shot was going early. I think Dean is a middle blocker. Her attention, her vision. Watch the vision and the jump back. Seeing that ball was set a little inside from where Mogridge was going.
Kate Dean, part of an NCAA tournament team with Eastern Illinois. Gives the Cavaliers a 4th block. Harper into the net.
Harper prefers the set a little tighter on this out-of-system ball. When it's out of system, she trusts her extension and height. Little off on the right side, is a little harder to hit as a right-hander.
Harper played 1 set in the sweep over Virginia Tech, makes it 9-13. Not from the Commonwealth of Virginia, but from Martinsburg, West Virginia. And there's an ace. That's miscommunication between Otene and Bertolino. Looks like both could have made a play on it, and now Michelle Collier calls timeout. Virginia starting to come alive here midway through the second as the deficit's cut to 3.
A confident bunch. You have Dode, that left-hand serve right between the seam of 2 passers, but also attackers. Bertolino opening up to take the hit. Otene didn't come all the way over to protect that serve receive pass.
3rd ace of the match for the Cavaliers. Georgia Tech still hanging in the top 25, even though they began 1-3 in the ACC. We talked about how front-loaded their schedule was. I know Michelle Collier would have liked to see more competitive matches out of her team when they played SMU, Louisville, Pittsburgh, and boy, how about SMU knocking off Pittsburgh? Some moody magic, the ACC getting fast acquainted with the potency of the ponies when they play at Moody Coliseum. But that was that might have been the result of the weekend in college volleyball. Incredible.
SMU came to play, recognizing the strategy where Pitt wanted to go. It's almost bittersweet though. So in the ACC, we had the #1 team in the nation with Pitt, and you almost want to cheer them on. And of course, you love a good underdog story of SMU taking down not only Pitt, but they took down #2 Nebraska when they competed against them earlier this season. SMU just so strong as a team, and we saw that here in O'Keefe Gym when they took down Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Pittsburgh nearly broke the NCAA record for consecutive set wins, where they dropped their opening set to Boston College, and I know that was a surprise unto itself, but it was probably not a surprise to the folks in Dallas after they dispatched Nebraska. They could take care of business against Pittsburgh. And Georgia Tech take care of business out of the timeout. Bertolino, and that is point number 1,000. Kill number 1,000 for Bianca Bertolino off the outside hand of the block. And the 7th player in Georgia Tech history with 1,000 career kills, the senior All-American Bianca Bertolino.
This kill really defines Bertolino. It's an off-speed shot into the block, so smooth and clever to earn 1,000.
It's somewhat fitting that it happened on that kind of shot. Otene has to push it across. Dropping it short, Emiliano the cover. Mendez with the tip shot. Nice diving dig by Gamillion, but a block from Mogridge and Menges.
Menges coming in, watch the penetration. It's fully over, right in front. That's how you drop it. Recognizing, going up strong, putting it right down on Bowie.
Virginia not a team susceptible to getting blocked. Emiliano with some sorcery on that serve. That floater catches the line for the ace. Right like that, Georgia Tech a 3-0 spurt, back up 6. Emiliano can put some voodoo on that serve. Oh, Velez shouldered that airborne, but Georgia Tech unable to keep it up.
Good scramble getting that up. Just not enough. Virginia just trying to get that quick side out any way they can because this pink defense, Georgia Tech's in that scramble. A moment where you wanted to use the net as your friend. Sometimes when you're that close to the net, you get the second contact, you chuck it into the net to get the stronger bounce back to your teammates.
There's Dupre, 11 serving 16. Nice touch by Bertolino, and she gets rewarded, packing it through the block. 1,001 career kills for Bertolino.
So smooth, but I know she would take that one kill and get an ace right now. This is the strategy. Georgia Tech really trying to go over Borum. Anytime in this situation when Borum's in the front row, Georgia Tech's running their middle away. In this case, setting the right side to Bertolino. And
another terminal swing from Bianca Bertolino, a milestone second set for the native of San.
So high emotionally.
Big rip out of the timeout. Here's Borum stepping into it, and she catches hands. Side out Cavaliers.
We saw Borum try that in the previous set, going into the hands. That time catching it. Good strategy, saying we're not trying to avoid the block, go and stay aggressive into them.
Otene gets the hands down in time for the service there.
Every time something like that happens, I have a flashback of elementary school dodgeball. You know, when you want to catch things coming at you, but you drop, let that hit the back wall.
Got to pump the brakes on impulse sometimes. Jackets back up 6, another quick set, another clinical finish by Tatter.
Great job by Virginia, sticking passes. This is where you're seeing the addition of number 12 Booth on your screen. Getting in there, adding a little more passing help.
That gives Abby Tatter 5 kills in 8 attacks, hitting 500. Where she hit 467 in that sweep versus Clemson. Otene reaching for it. Nice dig by Borum. Velez, the bump set. Mendez off the top of the hands. Covered by Gamillion over the double block, and the point for the Cavaliers.
Andy, Coach Wells mentioned this in our interview, saying she doesn't want her players to avoid the block, but stay aggressive through it. Borum doing an excellent job, back-to-back swings, going hard at the blocker's hands, catching the bounce off of Pierce to get that tool deep.
Brooklyn Borum third on the Cavaliers in kills, starting to awaken in this second set. She is one of 4 sisters who have all played college volleyball, including her twin. Otene. What a crush, but what a defensive play by Gamillion. Pierce catches the corner. Point Tech.
That, my friends, is ACC Volleyball. We saw a dominant attack from Otene, and a sweet dig by Gamillion, and then a transition middle attack. Power hits, power swings. Every team will make you fight for points in ACC Volleyball.
We had said Pierce's career high was 10 kills versus Virginia last year. She surpassed that in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Borum with another rip on that dig by Velez. Otene over the block. The dump is turned back by Pierce. Dode across, and the tool for Tatter.
Tatter opened up off a 2 feet. Amazing defense. You got a one-handed save by Velez, laying out even like perfectly at the net. And then going off a 2 feet is Tatter, your middle, but opening up on that right side using that block.
Here's Dupre, and that is cooked long. No hands, yes, there was hands.
You see Pierce, the middle for Georgia Tech, giving a head nod at Coach Collier, saying, don't use your challenge card, I touched that ball.
Yep. Touch to 3, and as we look at it again, it might have been a bit of a ripple on the challenge from Pierce. Good service by Bertolino, and that is Mendez swooping from the back to cool things off for the Jackets.
Coach Collier said in her interview, our key is to side out quickly when we have Emiliano in the front row, a shorter blocker. Now you're seeing Harper come in to present, but when you have Menges in the back row producing some offense, you can stay in that pattern.
Arisa Menges, team high 9th kill and an ace by Otenay.
If you look over on Georgia Tech's side, you don't see a setter in the offense, so that was a nice strong serve as Dupre is back in your left front for Virginia.
Same corner. Scramble for the Cavaliers. Bertolino off the block touch. Georgia Tech had to do some mid-air adjusting there, but got the point to stretch it back to 6.
Bertolino has such incredible hand control. Ball's like 8 feet off. She still finds the tool long.
You got ball control like that, no surprise. You're 1,000 kills and counting in your Georgia Tech career. And the run continues for the Yellow Jackets, 4 straight and 2 points shy of a second set win.
The hardest ball to set off a serve receive is zone 1, which is that right back corner. So Otenay is trying to push that corner to not give her setter Dode some peripheral vision to set Dupre.
Going right back to zone 1. Dode, nice spin set. Turned away by Pierce. Dupre from the 10-foot line. Corner covered by Velez. Menges the set. And the tool for the point as Bertolino throws it off the hand. And Georgia Tech 1 point now from going up 2-0.
Nice job, Menges, stepping in on that set. Bertolino can handle anything. Just put her somewhere tight to the net. She'll find that tool.
Yeah, Larissa Menges has been taking notes from Luana Emiliano with a rare assist. Another tough serve by Otenay, and that'll do it for set 2 for the Jackets as they pour in the first set. What'll it take for Shannon Wells' Cavaliers to start turning things around? Remember, this was a Virginia team that pushed the Jackets to the brink last year.
I think if they connect a little more, going high into the block, just connect with the hands, they did a good job switching up strategy. But the key is to stop this Georgia Tech attack. Right now, connecting on all cylinders. You see Emiliano, setter for Georgia Tech, at the net. But that's hard to do. You want to create the scrambles, got to stay aggressive.
And Bertolino works it sharp inside the block to put the Tech offense on the board. Dode. That one punched into the corner for the point from Tatter. Abby Tatter, a really consistent day of offense.
You saw Tatter going deep into the shot, not trying to go down. Deep shots, catches that friendly bounce of one blocker at least. Nice job in placement.
Tatter, who did not play in that 5-setter against the Jackets last year, with a snipe down the line, tamed by Bertolino. And the block, that is Dode with the walk-off.
Called it. That's a snipe down the line. That ball came so flat. And again, that's the hardest ball to set off of, to get a good square and to feel where you're out as a setter, because you're trying to turn and square up with peripheral vision. But that's the hardest turn you can make.
Emiliano having to range for that. Tipped cross court by Bertolino. Now Dupre steps into it, hammers it, and gets it off the touch. And all of a sudden, Virginia, the early 3-1 lead. This is their largest lead they've had all day, though.
Great job, Coach Wells, just encouraging effort and staying aggressive.
One sent short, however, by Tatter. Make it 3-2 Cavaliers.
Nice run, though. You got Tatter getting the kill and then coming up with at least a serve to score that point.
Virginia was picked preseason 16th in the ACC. I think the prognosticators missed their mark a million. Couldn't go into the stands for that. Oh, they're going to call a free ball. There was a fan walking across that might have obstructed Gamillion to deny the ace, and the up official puts both thumbs up.
Coach Collier, even Bertolino looking at it like, really, really? But you have to call it. Running in when you have a fan right there and you cause Gamillion just to look at the fan first. I get it.
Is Bertolino claiming that that ball would have been unreachable, that it would have landed too far up for Gamillion to have made a play on it?
Yeah,
and again, it's completely not the fault of the fan. And they are going to say ace, Georgia Tech. Now Shannon Wells wants to give her observation of things.
Looking at the stride, so you can have a different view for different officials, saying it was a clean read. Gamillion could have had it. The fan did not interfere with that play, so going with the rules call right here.
You could have been distracted, but were you obstructed? I think that's kind of where we're at with this. And that's quite clearly a judgment call. And I know Gamillion will say, yeah, you know, had she not been in my way, I wouldn't have been able to break my stride a bit. Bianca Bertolino, I'm sure, as well as Michelle Collier arguing Gamillion wouldn't have been able to get hands on it beyond fingertips.
Right, and you saw the fan make the contact. She was going up, a former mom blocker. That was perfect technique by the fan trying to protect her daughter and got the touch on that.
Those protective instincts coming in. That one lasered into the net, however, by Bertolino. So following the ace with the service air, and it puts the Cavaliers back on top. Nobody said O'Keefe Gymnasium wasn't a cozy environment for volleyball. Sometimes adds to the intimidation. Though with the jump set, Bowie has that turned back. Not a great bump set by Emiliano. She is there to cover the deep cross. Mendez steps into it, gets it down.
The best thing that Otene did on her shot, she took that ball, sent it over on two hands to the setter. That caused the out-of-system ball, first one, to get your transition back to finally go to Menges on the right side.
Marisa Menges, first in double digits. She's got 10 kills, coming off a double-double versus Virginia Tech. Had 17 kills on a 275 clip as a freshman versus Virginia. Career high was set earlier this year, 23 against New Mexico State. No luck with that deep cross. Mendez inside the block, can't find the line. Point Virginia.
Great discipline on that. You saw Middle Dean going all the way over and just held her penetration line instead of trying to get that drop back in motion, causing Menges to hit wide.
A great serve by Dupre, but unable to get underneath that shot from beyond the 10-foot line. That was a point for the taken for Virginia, but just didn't cover the court.
You know, there's so many foreigners on the court for Georgia Tech right now. I was about to say obrigado, gracias, but you got Otene from New Zealand, so all you can say is thank you for not picking up that roll shot.
Menges to put it in play. Menges with the dig. Otene with the crank. Gamillion laying out. We have seen some rips in this rally. Otene, tough angle. Gamillion pops it up. Lee going quick. Otene flat-footed. Dupre with the up. Bowie with the tip. Emiliano is there. Otene, can she finish it off? Boy, Gamillion has been locked in on defense. Bertolino with the dig. Emiliano ranges underneath it. Otene, but the block by Bowie. The two longest rallies of the night have both gone to the Cavaliers, and the block by the sophomore Lauren Bowie.
This, my friends, is ACC Volleyball. Strong digs after an incredible attack. And then finally, to quiet everybody right there, a powerful block by Bowie.
Do we have a challenge initiated? by Michelle
The
Collier.
point was awarded
Evidently
to
so.
Virginia. Georgia Tech is challenging. There was a net fault on the play.
See if that some merit to that net fault. Lauren Bowie, who missed 3 weeks this season with a neck injury, 5 kills, 2 block assists in the win versus Clemson. Westerville, Ohio, same hometown as former Georgia Tech setter Bella D'Amico.
From that angle, it's not going to be your best look because you see the ball did touch it. Yeah, this will be your best look to see if there was any net motion on there. Ooh, that is about as close as you're going to get it. So on the penetration, did the ball hit the net and go? I'm thinking it's a net violation. Because it does not count if the ball created motion into the arms.
Yeah.
It's all about, did you get situated, and on your fall, did you cause, as a blocker, the net motion before the ball caused it? Ooh, that's so tight.
Yeah.
This is about as tight as you can call it. I can feel like Virginia fans at home saying, that's our ball.
Sometimes the evidence, it's not definitive, but it's just not conclusive enough. There's a difference now as we've come into the era of replay reviews and most of college sports. There's a difference between call overturned versus call stands. This might be a case where the call has to stand because there's just simply not enough evidence to overturn what was initially ruled, which was, as you see, a no net violation. This has been a sharper start to the set for Virginia. They've been treading upstream most of this match. They've had 3 straight ACC sweeps, by the way. First time that had happened since 2006. And Scott Lowry continues to cycle through the different looks.
He's one of the best in the nation as far as referees. This is why you have to take your time. This is how close it is. So did the ball cause it first, or did the arm cause the net motion?
After review, the call is confirmed. Point remains with UVA. Georgia Tech loses a challenge.
You know, if one pin camera tells you one thing, the other pin camera tells you another, at that point you just got to go with the original call. And so the block does get credited to Bowie. And Virginia once again nudges ahead. Jackets go with the slide. Pounded down by Otene. What an up by Gomillion, though. And that catches the back line by Dupre. Well, the best work by the Cavaliers this entire match had come in the last 2 points.
You see Gomillion, your senior libero, just stepping in, making amazing digs, and then finalizing that skill is Dupre.
Shannon Wells told us Milan Gomillion, beg your pardon, game changer, and she has been playing defense at another level right now. 4th in the ACC in digs per set. Began her career at Maryland, led Virginia in digs in 2023. She actually led the Big Ten in digs per set as a freshman in 2021. Otene's been serving tough. But Otene, get out of the way.
Otene throwing a little matrix back bend, like dodgeball out of the way on that. That's a sweet serve to start it off. Just dodgeball back, drop in your hands.
Ties is at 7. I only wish I could arch my back like that anymore. I would need a spinal realignment. Gomillion plays it to Bowie. That is set snug. Turned back, Gomillion ranges underneath it. And that one in and down, point by Borum.
Great job on the save, Borum. Seeing that she had 4 hands in front of her, even took a high seam shot. I don't think she expected to get the ball to drop in. She was hoping to get the touch and go deep, but that ball not only touched the block, but dropped in.
Borum with a 3rd kill. Mendez had to wait on it. That slowed at the net, and the dig by Johnson. Dupre with the roll. Emiliano, slide. Pierce pounds it down.
Andy, this was one of the keys to success for Georgia Tech. It's 5 hitters deep. You see if Pierce can get going. You know, Pierce doesn't get set often, but when she does, she produces a really high hitting percentage, now hitting .375.
Well, that slide attack out of the back pocket for one of the rare times tonight. Boy, Toad, that was a dime on the set. Handled from the back. Over the block, the tip shot, Bertolino.
You can feel the experience on the side of Georgia Tech. Otene is coming to play. It's fun to watch when Otene's hot. She's got a great read first on the defensive dive. And then, of course, Finesse is her middle name, Bianca Bertolino, dropping the tip shot.
Yeah, Otene, I don't think nearly gets the credit for her defense and some of her acrobatic digs. Bertolino stuffed. Dode and Tanner close down the swing from the All-American.
Shifting to that 5-2 offense. This is why you have your 6'2 setter who can block. Dode earning her way, getting a nice matchup and vision down.
This set is playing out, Keely, the way that we expected this whole match to unfold. Defensive-minded, competitive. McMillian has been all over the court. Really impressive work. Bertolino throws it down the line. Dode over the shoulder. Didn't catch Mogridge off guard. Dupre. Backside into the net on the swing from Tanner.
Virginia came out in this third set strong, more energy, playing a little more fearless, and it was all about how was Georgia Tech going to respond. Mogridge picking up a scramble ball, getting the vision on this close just enough for Tatter not to be able to clear that net.
Running tempo, and that's a point on the side out. Tatter gets that one right back to tie us at 10.
Smart job by setter Dode going right back to Tatter, knowing if she could put the ball, the set, closer to the net. Tatter had a good look. Way to go right back to her.
Senior from San Diego on the service line. How rewarding has this year been for Tatter, who was there through the throes of that 1-17 ACC record her freshman year, now 4-1. And Shannon Wells made an astute point. Nobody on her team, her transfers, her returning players have ever been part of a squad that's been receiving votes in the AVCA poll. Here Virginia is on the strength of this 14-2 start, receiving votes as that swing is long from Bertolino. But as she said, it's easy to keep that adulation and exposure and attention in check when you keep that underdog mentality. Even today, she said, we're going to play with house money. We're going to play fearless. We're going to take risks, take rips. We're trying to get a set back on the Jackets, and the deep cross lands for Mendez.
You are so right, Andy. When you take over a program, and I did it when I was a coach at San Diego State, you try to build it from the ground up. It's the initial buy-in with the current players that you have, and then adding to that year after year. Coach Collier did it here at Georgia Tech. Coach Wells at Virginia doing an excellent job.
Yeah, they have found the right woman for the job in Charlottesville, there's no question. Bowie hits the corner. That was a dot.
Bowie's been pretty quiet on the right side. That's her first kill of the match. That's going to help. If Virginia can get that action, a little more right side help from Bowie, it's going to open up the court a little more.
She'd been sparingly used in the first 2 sets. Back and forth in the third. Dupre to the little short.
Right away after that miss serve, you look over and you look to see what rotation Georgia Tech's in. You have setter Emiliano in your front row against Borum on the outside. If you get a pass slightly off, you go Borum and check the matchup.
See if they go to Borum. Nope, they'll go through the middle and Dean.
Wow.
Bertolino, that's bumped up. Pierce Gets it loaded up for Otenay, but it's long.
Good scramble. We thought the attack by Dean was going down, but the scramble, the want to, you're seeing it. Nice swing by Dean. Off the toe, you'll count it.
Wow.
Give a free ball.
Largest lead by either team in this third set, Keeley, was 3-1 Virginia. And back on level terms. Pierre is soaring up for the slide. Gamillion with another dig. Gives her 15. Bertolino there. Minges off the hands and down.
The dig by Bertolino. It was a hard shot. Bowie had the power. Bertolino just sitting in there. Not only was it a sweet dig, but she stuck it at the net for Emiliano to run a back row attack with Minges.
And that dig gives Bianca Bertolino a double-double, 10 and 10. Georgia Tech had 4 players record double-digit digs in that sweep over Virginia Tech Friday. But that is Bianca Bertolino in her element from the outside to give Georgia Tech the 2-point lead as we've hit our 15-point timeout. A double-double by Bertolino. Her focus is on a sweep. This is one way to get you there. Rattling it through the double block to push the Tech lead to 15-13.
Hey, what are those?
15 years by the looks of it.
Oh, she reminds me of your daughter. Doesn't your daughter play some volleyball?
Got a big first-round playoff match tomorrow. Sanders Middle School versus Alcorn Middle School. Richland won. I'll be a volleyball dad, but for now, I'm a volleyball announcer. And how about that setter dump by Emiliano?
Yes, you know all the terminology coming through. When you have a daughter that plays, you get locked in even more. Great role models in this gym today. Nice slam tip by Emiliano.
Juana Emiliano, 24 assists, 13 days, consecutive double-doubles by the senior from Brazil. Bowie catches the seam. We've seen some physical swings from Lauren Bowie in this third.
That's like what Georgia Tech's been doing with Minges. That's a low set delivery by setter Ashley Lee going to Bowie. Not trying to get the block to set up. A good pass, you're able to set a nice low ball.
2 kills, 1 block for the sophomore Lauren Bowie in the third. And I'm sure I'm not alone in saying this, that my daughter first got into volleyball and got interested in playing organized volleyball by watching Georgia Tech, watching ACC, seeing the athleticism like you see right there from Velez, and the spirit and the energy. And that's a point for Georgia Tech. We'll see if that'll have Shannon Wells wielding her challenge card.
The layout on the dig, there's no debate on this touch ball. Velez all over the place. I've seen some incredible liberos, but she's top notch.
Well, she had more than 1,500 digs across 2 seasons at Trinity Valley Community College, the native of Columbia, in her first season with the Yellow Jackets. Buried at the net, Emiliano, and that should be a point. Tatter was over the top.
You had Mogridge save the day. She turned fast. Once she saw Tatter hit on that overpass, Mogridge slowed down. That caused the ball to stay alive on the side of Georgia Tech.
Momentum shifting. Shannon Wells calls time. Georgia Tech has stretched the lead to 4, 18-14. Named freshman All-ACC in the first since one Keely Evelyn in 2000. I think I'm contractually obligated to mention that every time I reference Eloise Suarez. When you and I work together. Out of the timeout, another quick set. Great scramble by the Yellow Jackets, but it'll go for a Tatter point.
Nice job out of a timeout, going fast, Tatter. And when you get Dean in the front row, that's been automatic. Anything close to the net, finding your middle, it's your best case to get that one-on-one on this Georgia Tech block.
Abby Tatter, team high 9 kills, matches her output versus Clemson from Friday. Virginia doing a better job slowing the Georgia Tech offense in the third. Yellow Jackets hitting just 200 after they were 342 in the first two. Gomillion bumped over. Gomillion again. This has been a one-woman highlight reel of defense by Milan Gamillion. Does it paint the corner? No. Point Virginia.
Owning that back row like a stud right there. Gamillion coming 2 hard shots and caused Georgia Tech to have enough opportunities to hit it long.
Closes the deficit to 2. Back to Bertolino. Bumped up by Dode. Dupre! Winding up with force. And it's a 1-point third set timeout, Georgia Tech.
That is what we know what Virginia volleyball can play. The power of Dupre, getting the middles going. Gamillion owning that left back, even out of system. Incredible power by Dupre.
All right, so Michelle Collier forced to call timeout. What do the Cavaliers need to do to maintain this momentum? From Menges, 12 from Bertolino, also 10 digs. 9 kills apiece from Tatter and Dupre to pace the Cavaliers. The Brooklyn Borum to serve out of the timeout. And a shank pass makes it a tie third set.
Nice strong serve when Coach Collier making the timeout to ice the server. You have Borum, a line drive, nice and low at that net. Getting that angle pre-locked.
Emiliano, Menges sprays it, and Virginia takes the lead. It's turned into a 5-0 Cavaliers run.
You do not want to go long if you're Georgia Tech with the Virginia team because they're starting. You can feel the passion, you can feel the confidence.
Float serve to Bertolino. Emiliano back to Bertolino. The tip over the block. That should be double hit, and it is on the freshman Dode.
So hard when it's right in front of you. If you play the first ball, you almost want to sprint out of that like it's an exercise. Like get away so your teammate has a chance to play it.
So after that 5-0 Cavaliers run, longest scoring run of the match. Dupre in rhythm. Turned away by Bertolino. And the point to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, looking at the rotation. Mike, that was a front row setter attack.
Yeah.
I don't know if Gamillion gave her the set. I missed that.
Georgia Tech back up. Dode, Dupre, short into the net. One of the rare times Dode has underset someone, and Dupre, as fantastic as she's been, couldn't do much with it. And now with Georgia Tech up 2, timeout for Virginia.
This is one you want to shake off.
Bid for an 8th straight win versus Virginia, this on-the-rise Cavaliers team. The win would move Georgia Tech to 3-3 in the ACC. Deep cross, good dig by Emiliano. A lot of traffic. That side of the net from the Cavaliers. Here's Mendes going soft over the block. Dupre through the double block. The push up by Otene. Dupre, and that is wide. Was there a net touch by the Jackets? Dana Wells seems to believe so.
Good.
How about the defense from Velez and Otene?
And Bertolino took out the setter on that send over. You got to overrule by the up official, Tom Hobbs, saying he's from his line, having the higher view, calling the ball out. But I'm thinking this is the time to use your challenge call if you're Coach Wells.
You can't take him back to
The original
Charlottesville
call
with
was
you.
awarded to Georgia Tech. Virginia is challenging. There was a touch on the play.
Okay, so thinking there was a touch off that swing from Dupre. And it clipped the shoulder of Menges, I think is the issue.
You're seeing that was a clean swing. So if the ball's clear in the left hand of Mogridge, and then it clears the left shoulder. So either, I'm not seeing maybe a net violation possibly, but the challenge right now is a touch. Yeah, you're seeing blue between the line of the in-out call.
But in-out was not what prompted the challenge, at least we thought.
That was the right call.
Yeah. Both teams have won a challenge this afternoon.
Whenever you see blue between a line, it's all like court. This is why you have a contrast in all these gyms. To see any color between a ball and the line, or the white of the line. Think about how different this set would be if that ball was in.
Oh, yeah.
Pull within, and you feel Virginia's getting in the rhythm, Dupre's getting hot. This one I'm thinking is going to stand.
All right, Scott Lowry, the floor is yours.
After review, the call is confirmed. The ball was not touched and the ball was out. Virginia loses their challenge.
So the call stands. Point Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets up 3.
And in this serve-receive pattern, if you get something at the net, the ball's gone back to Tatter.
Miliano with the float serve. An out-of-system swing for Tatter, having to go off speed. Menges, point Tech.
Setting right at Dode, the setter. It's having a freshman, like it takes you time to get the rhythm, the penetration. Menges working the tool, recognizing the hands were slightly off the net.
Quite the response by the Jackets, Keeley, from a 5-0 Virginia run to now a 5-0 Tech run. Dupre penetrates the block. Hacks that down.
Give me that ball, asking for it out of that low set delivery, waiting for a good pass, trying to go low.
Daughter of a former Hoops All-American in North Carolina, the senior from Alexandria, Virginia, Elaine Dupre. Velez into the bench to keep the rally alive. And spearing Georgia Tech from the ace, but the setter dump by Dode.
That's super fun right there. That's what I call an edible pass. You can do 4 options, set all your hitters, take it in the slam tip. Great decision by Dode, getting some credit from her teammates. Going up, you recognize slam tip. It helps to be left-handed with that set ball control. You saw Mogridge already going out on Dupre, saying that we're gonna commit block on the outside, recognize an open net. Nice job, Dode.
Do you know what? You're down 3. You're down 2 sets to none. You're a freshman. It does take some nerve to pull off that slam tip like Zoe Dode just did. That's what they teach in Grand Rapids, Michigan, the Keeley Evelyn School of Setting, huh?
Oh, we did slam tip a lot right there.
Yeah,
Stay aggressive. Not that you don't play passive up in Michigan.
Shanna Wells unquestionably has her setter of the future, but in the short-term future for her and her Cavaliers coaching staff, can they help make up this 2-point deficit and extend this third? As Georgia Tech looks to move to 3-3 in the ACC and drop Virginia to 4-2. Yellow Jackets play Clemson, 1 home, 1 away next week. Virginia back in Charlottesville as they welcome in Duke and North Carolina. And with that Pitt loss to SMU, the lone remaining unbeaten teams in the ACC, Louisville and North Carolina.
Pretty stacked this ACC level. You have 3 teams in the top 5 with Stanford adding to the mix. Just incredible what ACC volleyball has progressed to. Top level. And I'm holding on for these 2 teams going, okay, who's gonna pull this one off? You have Georgia Tech. The matchup where you wanna go is Menges in front of Dode. That's where I'm probably gonna set if I can get some sort of a pass, staying away from Dupre with Bertolino.
In addition to her 13 assists, Zoe Dode does have 3 digs, 2 blocks. Cadence Booth, the Tennessee transfer, to serve. Pinning the Jackets to the back line, tight set, bumped up, Emiliano. Great pass, Menges off the top of the block. Now Dupre having to change her angle. Dupre once more on the attack, Velez to the rescue. Mendes, and that's a point for the Jackets. Mendes cocking and firing. And it's now match point for the Jackets.
What a money set. Emilio going to the corner. Menges going high and deep. Recognizing libero. Gamillion is off the court right now. Such a smart attack.
Georgia Tech a point away from an 8th consecutive win versus the Cavaliers. Bertolino puts it in. Dupre winds up. Bertolino stretches out for the dig. Otene, and that'll do it. All Georgia Tech this afternoon at O'Keefe.
The defense by Georgia Tech, 61 digs on the night. Virginia holding at 43 overall. The rallies we saw, incredible. ACC volleyball at its finest. Georgia Tech representing